Hi, I'm Coltix, and welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't really reviewed much of SMG4 this year, and that's all because I was hooked up for other video projects, such as my Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Character project, or the project where I expose my biggest hater. Now yes, I do love SMG4 for his content, but there are still a lot of stinkers out there that really need to be talked about. And one of the biggest abominations to ever exist on the SMG4 channel is The Internet is Dead, an SMG4 video from 2025. This video pretty much exemplifies every single problem with modern SMG4, and I'll review every problem chapter by chapter. Compare this abomination to what I consider to be my former least favorite SMG4 video of all time, How to Train Your Mario. I despised How to Train Your Mario because it assassinated Mario's character and turned him into a man-child. And this was actually the introduction to man-child Mario and how he became so insufferable nowadays. However, this video on the other hand does so much wrong that I actually need to talk about this video and why it's so terrible. From its chaotic plot to its abysmal characterization, we are in for one hell of a ride for this one abysmal video.
Internet! 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 Internet!
The plot of this video goes like this. Swagmaster accidentally shuts down the entire internet globally, which obviously makes the SMG4 crew go insane. Except for Mario for some weird reason. And there are videos publicly showing everyone that Mario can sometimes be addicted to screens. You know, the plot doesn't really seem all that bad. This plot does sound pretty relatable since this generation is literally glued to smartphones right now. And the plot could have actually worked if it was executed properly. But no, instead it's all wasted onto unfunny sacrificing jokes. And most of the main characters being at their absolute worst in this video. Also, they want to go to a volcano just to do the sacrificing. I don't really understand why they're doing this. Like what I said before, this episode could have actually worked if Mario could have just locked all the SMG4 crew members out to let them enjoy the great outdoors, instead of constant sacrificing jokes. That's literally the entire plot of this video. Not only is it extremely messy, but SMG4 has done this plot before. Take Mad Mario for an example. There's already so much wrong with this video based on the plot alone, and we didn't even get into the characterization yet. Oh boy!
Internet! 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 Internet!
Oh my god. The characters in this video are absolutely horrendous. I know characters can be out of character sometimes depending on the context, but having to make almost every character here have the same personality, it just doesn't even make this video original. Meggy, Tari, SMG4, SMG3, and Bob are all glued to their devices just for the sake of it. There's literally no rhyme or reason why they're even doing this. And it just makes this video even more painful to watch. The character I consider to be the least unlikable in this episode is Mario. Thank God he's not a man-child in this episode. And thank God he's not going insane over the internet. Unlike literally everyone else that is smarter than Mario himself. I kind of do enjoy Mario's personality where he loves the outdoors. But this is not even entitled to his character. He doesn't even like going outside, which contradicts boys versus girls. I know SMG4 has a lot of plot holes, but nobody talks about this one. So that's why I wanted to point it out. Another character I don't really find too terrible in this episode is Fishy Boopkins, because he's basically the one getting shit on over the internet. I don't find Boopkins that great of a character in my opinion, but the way he is tortured in this episode is just awful. I have no idea who finds this crap funny. I felt nothing but sorrow for this poor guy. Swagmaster and Chris were surprisingly unfunny in this video, and Swagmaster is my favorite SMG4 character, so you know that's bad. And of course, I haven't mentioned every character that is literally obsessed with the internet in this episode. Oh my god, they are obnoxious pieces of crap. The first obnoxious internet lover is Tari, who is crying over a video game that doesn't require internet, and she is also extremely violent for whatever reason. Her whole character trait is being a pacifist, and she is definitely not a pacifist in this episode for sure. Why the hell is she so violent in this episode? I just don't understand. This is easily Tari's worst appearance in all of SMG4, and it's not even close. And it made Tari's appearance in the dentist video look like a pacifist, because she is a pacifist in that episode. Unlike her entire psychosis nature in the internet is dead. The second most obnoxious internet lover in this video is Maggie. Her entire character trait is, I want to know the answers from Google, and it's really aggravating. Not just that, but in 2022, in the lawsuit arc, Maggie was a lawyer. Becoming an attorney at law is not an easy task, which honestly makes Maggie the smartest mainline SMG4 character. But instead, she wastes all of her intelligence on asking Google for answers, which inevitably makes Maggie really out of character. If Maggie really does count as a lawyer, then why is she even doing this in the first place? I absolutely despise this appearance, and this is Maggie's worst appearance in all of SMG4. SMG4, SMG3, and Bob also contribute to this video's plot, and they're all really annoying too, just not quite as bad as Maggie or Tari. That's literally every character in this video, not counting the background characters. Almost every character in this video is an unlikable prick, except for Mario. And Mario is essentially the most out of character he has ever been in the entire SMG4 channel. It actually amuses me that not even one character in this video worked for me. If you thought the characterization was bad, you'd think the comedy could be any worse? Well...
Internet! 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 Internet!
Oh, here we go again! You must be sacrificed for the internet.
Internet! 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 Internet!
Not funny. Dickens laugh.
How do people find stuff like this funny? There's not a single moment I found funny in this video. However, I wouldn't say it's inherently unfunny, because SMG4 did try to make some funny jokes. The moment where everyone freaked out over the internet being completely disconnected was probably the only time SMG4 tried to even make a joke. But of course it doesn't work, because freaking out over the internet is not comedy. And I also want to mention the sacrificing jokes. I hate those jokes with a burning passion. And SMG4 has done this quote-unquote joke multiple times in the past, but here, it cranks up into an 11. Torturing one character is bad enough, but sending Fishy Bookins into a literal burning volcano? SMG4 definitely had a bad day when writing this episode. This joke is not funny whatsoever, it literally looks like something I shouldn't even be watching right now. But this dumpster fire managed to exist on the SMG4 channel. To put this video into perspective, there is no entertainment whatsoever. All of these jokes felt incredibly forced, and there's not one time where I laughed or even smiled throughout the entire runtime of the video. I really don't understand why people find this funny simply because the characters are way too over the top. This video has a ridiculous ton of bad elements, but what about the beginning and ending of the video?
Internet! 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 Internet!
The beginning of this video is Mario wandering outside happily because I don't know why, and then discovers that his friends are in a very unhealthy lifestyle. It's pretty unfunny, but it's like actually the best scene in this entire SMG4 video, and that's honestly kind of sad. However, the ending of this video is atrocious. While yes, the internet does boot back up, and at least SMG4 tried to make a reconciliation scene, but like how many emotional scenes are we gonna have in SMG4? Final Hours had the perfect emotion, and that's what made it a perfect video. So when comparing that video's emotion to the Internet is Dead's emotion, that is literally a saint compared to the Internet is Dead. The emotional tone just doesn't work because the ending involves swag getting sacrificed now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Has any of these little shit stains learned their lesson about how dangerous the internet can be? They put all of this blame on Swagmaster because he technically did start the plot, but they should have just left him off with a warning instead of giving him the death penalty. This ending is absolute garbage and is definitely in my top 5 least favorite SMG4 endings of all time. I don't even know what to say anymore about this awful video. Well, my conclusion chapter is up.
Internet! 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 Internet!
In conclusion, The Internet is Dead is easily my least favorite SMG4 video of 2025, and honestly, I don't think any other video can top it. There are a lot of people who consider SMG3's new mascot to be worse, but honestly, the main problem with the video was mainly the horrible Meggy torture. The misunderstanding concepts are very unfunny, but at least the ending was pretty funny. However, for The Internet is Dead, there is absolutely nothing worthy of being a positive. From its really stupid plot, to the absolutely horrendous characterization, to the lowest form of entertainment I've ever seen, to one of the worst endings I've ever seen in any SMG4 video, this video absolutely deserves a 0 out of 10. Fun fact, it's actually the first ever SMG4 video I've ever given a 0 out of 10, according to my Instagram page. Honestly, what made the video turn out very shitty was either 1, SMG4 did not have any video ideas, so he started a 3 bad video streak. He started the streak off with The Internet is Dead, then he made videos like SMG3's new mascot and Split. You obviously know why SMG3's new mascot didn't turn out really well, but the reason for me disliking the SMG4 video Split is mainly because of the annoying little gremlin, Leggy. Leggy was my 5th least favorite SMG4 character of all time, but because of the video Split, Leggy has dropped down to number 2. I can't stand that little gremlin, I want to punch her in the face. How do you people actually tolerate her screeching? Another reason why The Internet is Dead turned out pretty horribly was probably because of the writers. Now listen, Kevin from the SMG4 team is a great writer, but someone who would have to write this garbage episode probably doesn't even know anything about SMG4 because of how bad the characterization is. And the final reason why I consider this video to be the absolute worst of SMG4 was probably because of how rushed it is. The plot of what would the world be like if there was no internet has been done before. And they didn't even teach a valuable lesson at the ending. Instead, they just sacrificed Swag, all because he turned off the internet by complete accident. Sacrificing anyone is not a solution to anyone's problems. They should have just taught a lesson about how too much internet can cause problems, instead of constantly relying on stupid satanic themes. Fuck this video. Oh my god, this video right here might honestly be one of my least favorite YouTube videos I've ever seen in my life. It's not only the worst SMG4 video, but it's honestly one of the most insulting pieces of garbage I've ever had to sit through. People can argue saying that SMG3's new mascot is the worst video of the year, but I digress. It's easily The Internet is Dead. Well, that was it for a very long review dedicated to one video. If you want to know what my favorite SMG4 video of all time is, it's still Final Hours, 100%. And I do not hate SMG4 as a creator. I actually think SMG4 is one of my favorite YouTubers, which is why I'm reviewing his videos. If you have anything positive to say about The Internet is Dead, please type that in the comments, because I'm really wondering if there actually is something good about the video. Because right now, I can't think of any because the bad seriously outweighs the good. Thank you all for watching Cultix. I had a very fun time making this video, and I will see you all in my very next video. Peace.